Someday, the oil crisis will hit, and causing chaos. Hi, my name is Max Landers, and I will talk about alternative energy sources that can be used to help our daily lives without using oil.
Hi, my name is Jason Fastre. And this is one of the topics that I'm going to talk about, which is electric energy. Electric energy is energy that is contained into one area, and then it will discharged when you plug in something to a plug. And the electric power is a way of powering many things, especially in the automotive industry. Now that oil prices are getting a lot higher, they're starting to build a lot more electric cars, like Tesla. Tesla is one of the big factors in the electric automotive industry. Some pros to the electricity as an alternative energy source is that electric cars have already been invented, and all we have to do is perfect them. Some cons to that are that they are very heavy and it takes a long time to charge it. But Audi does have a scientific breakthrough, which is they have been able to make diesel fuel out of water and air. But there are a few chemicals. But the big part of that is there's zero oil used in it. So if we do ever run out of oil, which we will, we can still have diesel fuel.
The next topic we'll be talking about is nuclear power plants. In a nuclear power plant, water is turned into steam. The difference between regular engines and nuclear power plants is the heat. At a power plant, fission splits open atoms, making tremendous heat. So basically how it works. So there are these things called control rods, which are used to make the fission, basically. And then there are big tubes that head into the steam generator, and that creates steam, which goes to the turbine and then to a generator, which can be used to make electricity. So there are many pros to be doing this. If you had a car or a house that needs, fueling, if you didn't have, electricity or oil. So you would rarely need to be refueled, 3 to 5 years only, because uranium lasts a very long time. And a pound of rich uranium is enough to fuel an aircraft carrier, so a car or house's source would be very small, so you'd only need about maybe that big of uranium. And if shielded correctly, there would be practically no emissions, so it would be environmentally friendly also. And there is no ignition needed. If you're in a car, it can run the whole time. And here are some cons. Without the shielding, if you're driving or in a house, it could kill people, nearby. And shielding will also make a car very heavy. And there's also a general public fear of nuclear energy, like it being a bomb.
Hydropower is another way of using electricity. It's a great alternative because it uses absolutely no oil. The definition of hydropower is a way of using water to extract electricity out of that, kind of how a dam works. So, water-powered cars could be in our near future right now because there are some prototypes, and there are in Japan one or two that are on the road right now that actually work. And some pros to this is that water is a very, very renewable source, obviously, because it rains. And some cons are that it's not very fast, and it probably won't go up hills very well, and it's going to be very, very heavy.
Last alternative energy is air. And so basically how air power works is air is compressed into a tank, and let's say you're in a car. When the driver wants to move, he releases some of the air, making it hit a turbine just like the water, and it finally drives the power to the wheels. So air can not only be used for car, but also to power generators if the power is out and provide electricity. So there are many pros and cons to this. Some pros are it's very eco-friendly. There's plenty of air. You don't actually have to use oxygen. You can use nitrogen, any really type of stable gas. The refueling time is very low instead of electric cars because now they made up a new car. It's called an Air Pro or something. And what you do is it's basically like a normal car. You get basically a hose and you stick it into the fuel tank and it fuels you up with compressed air. And there's plenty of air to use too. So some cons are having to lug around a very, very heavy air tank, and that would make it very heavy, and it's not very practical. It's just not going to work in the near future.
If we do actually run out of oil in the next 50, 60 years, which we probably will, there are a few good alternatives to that, which is electricity, water, nuclear, and air. overall, there have been a lot of technological advancements, and those are really, really helping this problem with the oil crisis.